Hello, hello. Yep. All right, that looks good. Can I get a mic check from you, sir?
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Beau-
Coming in clear.
Yep. Beautiful.
You like the new arm mount?
Is that what I was gonna say? You sound better
No,
this week.
it's the same shitty one.
Is it? Are you
It's just
just
like it's just propped up higher than normal, so
okay?
because it just keeps falling down. So I
Right.
started it up here, and then
Oh,
here we are.
it sounds a lot better.
Eh,
Like I can tell.
Wherever it stays, this is where it's at.
Yeah.
So
No, I can definitely tell. It sounds better. Like your voice is, it's not like going over it or anything. It's like going.
right on it.
It does sound better.
Okay, good.
So it worked. It worked. All right. I got hair. There we go. Oh, I gotta pull this up. Hold up. Timeout. Timeout.
How many hours of Lost Ark do you have right now?
I mean, not nearly as many as you. I can tell you that.
Definitely not. I'm just kind of curious to see
I don't know. I
where
don't
we're
have
at.
Steam open right now,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's gotta
You're
be.
good.
I mean, it's enough because some of those days I were playing during work, so that's pretty much left open for 8 hours just while I'm working.
That's the numbers are definitely skewed
Yeah.
for me too in that sense. It says I'm at 73. I've probably played half of that at least. For sure half.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've at least. I would say for you, that's probably like 50 hours played.
Yeah, closer to that.
23 just sitting there during the week.
Because the first few days I just left it logged on. I didn't know what the queues would look like, so I just never got off.
Right. All right. I'm ready. You ready now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh. Ba, 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 ba. Yep. Hello, welcome. Welcome to episode 373 of the Centering Esports podcast. And this is going to be the best episode ever because we have a too soon review of Lost Ark, the game everybody seems to be playing, at least all the streamers. So we will give our too soon review and our first impressions on that, as well as good dude of the week. We have good dude of the week, yikes of the week, a packed e-news, and we'll sprinkle in a little Katowice as the event's getting kicked off with the play-ins and all that fun stuff. But before that, let me tell you about the show sponsor, Philly Esports. Go to phillyesports.gg. They will make your gaming career, I don't want to say necessarily into fruition, because that's only on you as a player to put in the hard work. What do they say? Put in the grind, the gamer grind. But they can definitely not hurt your gaming career, as they host multiple monthly online free tournaments. Coming up February 26th, Fortnite Duos, $1,000 prize pool. You sign up. Anuj and I will probably be in that. So whether or not you're a pro looking for some easy money, whether you're an amateur looking for tournament experience, or whether you're just two gamer dads looking at an excuse for your wives to let you play a little bit more video games on the weekend, go to phillyesports.gg and sign up today.
Hello, this is Machine. You're listening to TCR.
Okay, so let's start.
Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome. Welcome back to another edition of The Centering, aka TCR, aka your favorite esports podcast. Coming to you live and or pre-recorded from an undisclosed location. The date is February 15th, 2022. The time, 8:45 p.m. We are starting extra early compared to our normal time. 15 minutes, in fact. That can only mean one thing. Either we are super prepared, which is not likely the case, or a new game came out, and we were too distracted to pay attention to a lot of e-news this week, so there wasn't just enough notes to occupy show prep. I'll let you take a guess on which one's the truth. But go ahead and follow us on Twitter at The Center Ring. Our Discord is in the link in said Twitter account. Be a part of the conversation. And Patreon if you want. I don't care either way. We'd love you. My name is Tim. I'll be your captain for this journey into esports. And alongside me, as always, is my best friend, my brown friend. It's Anuj. What's up?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I am a Super Bowl champion.
You know, I thought about you several times during the game. Because I was like, yeah, this is probably like as close as it's going to feel. You know, and like it makes me happy that your boy got the W. I was rooting for the Bengals, not gonna lie, but a happy, good, feel good story for sure for Stafford after what he's been through for the last 10 plus years.
Yeah, I don't fault anyone for rooting for the Bengals. Both teams had plenty of storylines on why you would like. This is possibly the most liked Super Bowl in the sense of like both teams were very likable. Like I don't think anyone, unless maybe St. Louis
There's
fans,
at least like stories for both teams
right,
that are likable, right? Like, but
if you were a
yeah,
St. Louis fan,
fans
you
are
probably
pissed
weren't
either way.
very happy. But
Yeah.
other than that, I like both teams were very likable. But me being a Lions fan, and of course Matthew Stafford played with them for 12 years, got traded to LA. This was his first year there. And you know, I saw a lot of people saying like, "Oh, this must suck for Lions fans." Like that's implying
This
that
wasn't happening
that's
with the Lions.
right. Like that's implying like we thought that should be us. Like no, this wasn't.
You're just missing Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham,
Yeah,
Aaron
like
Donald, Jalen
Tampa Bay
Ramsey.
winning last year would suck for New England fans because it's like you've had him, you were winning. It was kind of an ugly breakup, and then he goes to win another one. That's different. This we know. Like, come on, Lions fans are the most self-aware fan base out there. Like, yeah, no, this was never happening in a million years. We have at one time on our roster like 3 future potential Hall of Famers while Stafford was there, and
Calvin Johnson,
Ndamukong Suh, depending
Yeah.
on how you look at him, and Stafford. And we sniffed the playoffs. We didn't even get a playoff win. We sniffed it. So, no, it wasn't happening. And that wasn't because of the players' fault. There was a lot of issues and everything there. But no. Obviously, I was super excited going in. And I even told myself, I was like, you know what? I want him to win, but it doesn't affect me emotionally. Like, whatever. I'm happy for him, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, the further the game went on, the more and more I was, like, getting, like, I realized, like, oh, no. I really want him to win.
You know, they captured Detroit Lion fans everywhere because the amount of times the Lions name was mentioned during the Super Bowl had to like be an exciting thing, like get you more captivated in watching.
Well, and then like you had like the pregame thing with Stafford and his wife, and that, I mean, majority was about Detroit, leaving Detroit, and how he didn't want to leave Detroit. It was his wife who basically had to say, hey, it's okay to leave Detroit. Like, you didn't fail. Like, it's okay to move on. And it was just like, yeah, I mean, look, no heart. I mean, obviously, I went out and I bought like a Stafford t-shirt right after the game, like to support him. Like, he is, I don't care how long he plays in LA for, like, he's a Lions. And I think any Detroit fan feels that way. So
if he gets into the Hall, he's going in as a Lion. He's not.
yeah, I mean, I would hope so. So. And, you know, you see like the parade and he's like giving like I saw it was like a dude wearing a Lions shirt and he like pointed at him and,
yeah,
you know, it was awesome. I feel like it's about as close as, and plus the halftime show with Eminem. Like, it really was a Detroit heavy Super Bowl.
That's right. And that was the second time during the game that I thought about you when Eminem came out. I think I even made a tweet about it saying like, this is the most Lions Super Bowl ever. So it was meant for Detroit. Yeah, cool. I mean, the game was.
What did
was
you think
good.
of the halftime show?
I liked it. You know, that's my era of rap. So like seeing Snoop Dogg and seeing Dr. Dre and all these guys, like this was the hip hop that I grew up on. So for me, it was awesome. And like, look, we've had every genre in the Super Bowl. Okay, from rock and roll to pop to country. So it's okay if rap had its moment, like, on the big stage. I know a lot of people were upset about it too. Like, I know the
Of
majority
course.
I felt like were saying this was one of the best ever, right?
Yeah.
But then there was a large group out there that completely disapproved of it, and I was like, Everybody else has had an opportunity, so what's the big deal?"
Just Dum Dums. That's all that is. I
Yeah.
thought it was an okay halftime show. I mean, it was like from a musical standpoint, it was awesome because, like you said, it was right. I mean, talk about like an early two
Nostalgia, dude,
thousands.
it was
Like,
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was your high school iPod pretty much just right there.
It really was,
Like it
yeah.
was everything there. And then like 50 Cent made an appearance, and you're like, oh my god, like
Which was even, like, cool, like, the dude's not obviously in shape the way he used to be, but to come
I
down,
mean, he's
sitting
fine.
backwards.
He's
Yeah.
better than any of us.
Oh,
Like
100%,
I went to the
100%.
doctor today for the first time in probably like 5 or 6 years. Figured out, you know what, I'm 31. I might as well just do like a health physical checkup. And the doctor was like asking me questions, and it's like, Doc, let me save you the time, okay? I haven't worked out in like 5 years, okay? Like I am very self-aware that I'm out of shape and probably about to die. Like, don't be shocked when you skid
Just
that.
give it to me straight.
Yeah, like don't, it's okay. But no, I thought the halftime show, look, I like a halftime show, right? Like I like seeing the
Katy
borderline.
Perry on a
Yeah, I like the
diet or
show
whatever she was on.
aspect of it. I like the thought of, man, this could be an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
Like I love that. This was obviously very safe. Like I kind of felt bad for the 3/4 of the stadium that couldn't see anything. Like the stage setup was pretty
Blocked
god
off.
awful.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, yeah, so some of those things, sure, but I think as
I thought it
a
was fine.
viewing
From a
experience
musical TV standpoint, it was fine.
for the 1 billion people watching, on TV, it was a great show,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
so
wouldn't say it like was one of the best ever because again, it didn't tickle my
for
show.
me, it was definitely for sure a top 5, possibly a top 3. I don't know if I would make it number 1 necessarily, but it was really because again, all the music hit me right
Yeah,
into like
again,
it
from
was
a
just right in the
nostalgia
feels and
aspect, right,
yeah,
right. But I would even give some other people that I don't even like better scores as far as like, okay, you put in the effort to put on a show. I appreciate it.
yeah.
Snoop wearing a phase necklace though.
That was pretty crazy.
Over and under, what are the odds that Snoop had any idea what that was when they handed it? Because
No,
that was like,
he knows. He's a big gamer himself. Like
yeah.
he plays.
Do you
He's
think
even
he knows
streams
phase
now.
though, or do you think that was like they gave it to him right before he went on stage type of thing?
No, Snoop would be very aware of what he's wearing. Like he wouldn't take somebody else's jewelry and be like, "Yeah, let me throw this on." Like he's got his outfit set for the Super Bowl, so it's not like some
That was an awesome
surprise.
sweater though.
You know what I'm saying? Like that outfit's probably been set for a
Yeah.
while. So
Man, I hate
LeBron's kids in it. Like
I
they're
hate that I
involved in the
hate
entertainment
phase.
industry. Like they know who they are.
I want to like phase so bad, but I can't.
I think everybody wants to like FaZe really bad, and a lot of people love FaZe,
Yeah,
but
that's
they're
just because
also they're so easy to hate at the same time. They're the Cowboys, they're the Yankees, they're the Dukes. Like you either love them or you hate them, but you can understand why both sides feel the way they feel.
I just feel like the people who like them haven't Googled them. Like at least you don't like those other teams because they were dominant. FaZe
Yeah.
hasn't really been dominant. They're just a bunch of douchers. Like
They're dominant in the content.
content game, of course, yeah. So if you care about that, which
Content is king, though, right?
I don't, but no, overall though, awesome, good Super Bowl, good halftime show.
Commercials weak.
I was literally about to say
1 out of 10.
I couldn't. The fact that I can't even tell you what my favorite commercial was tells you,
The Jurassic Park.
boy. So I
trailer.
thought of you when I saw that because I know you and I are big Jurassic Park people. Again, this Super Bowl was just screaming for kids in the 90s because you had like Austin Power commercial. How many people had no idea what that Austin Power commercial was?
Oh, half.
Like, I can guarantee you
Half a
my little
billion
sister
people
is
didn't
watching
know.
that thinking like, what the hell is this referencing? But that Jurassic Park movie, that right there, folks, is them admitting that they are out of ideas. Like,
I'm okay with that if they make it good because they haven't had a good one in a while. I've watched them all, but they haven't had a good one in a while. So if they got to take it back,
But that's why
and
they did
pull
it. They were
pull a
like,
Star Wars and just hit the reset
yeah.
button and like do the story again, sure.
No,
go
that's
for it.
1,000% why they did it. They were like, you know what? These last few have sucked. People haven't even watched them. We need to just bring back the old crew.
Just bring them back.
Just-
Pay them what they want.
Right,
bring
pay them what
back.
they want. Bring back the nostalgia and get people in here because
Lucky for them, none of them are like consistent, like big time actors to where this is not something they could be interested in. Like I could see all of these actors being interested in reprising their roles.
Yeah,
in
I mean, it's
Jurassic
just one of
Park.
those movies too, where it's like I
Yeah.
think for the most part, it put a lot of them on the map. So it's kind of like, yeah, we'll go back. Wolf
We
says
only
Doctor
won.
Strange and Moon Knight looked promising. Although I agree, but the issue is, again, we're talking about Super Bowl commercials, and the three things that we've brought up are all trailers to shows or movies.
They're not even like Super Bowl commercials.
They're not even Super Bowl ads, right? They're just big, not even reveals, right? Doctor Strange, Moon Knight, all that's been out before. I haven't seen the Jurassic Park trailer till then, but I don't know. Maybe that was brand new. I don't know. But I remember a lot of celebrities and commercials. I nailed the first commercial bet. Nailed it. I didn't have money down, but bragging rights in my household. So right after the first Super Bowl, they say the first commercial after kickoff is like the most expensive one for obvious reasons because everyone is there, right?
Yeah.
And it was like this heartstring, like it was pulling at your heartstring about this brothers, and one went blind, and it was for the Paralympics and all this. And it was one of those where you're like, this could be anything. Like, this isn't telling me about a product. This isn't telling me about a service, nothing. And I look at my wife and I said, watch, this is probably some stupid Toyota commercial. 10 seconds later, boom, Toyota commercial. I was like, God damn, I am so good. So good.
Well, at least you got something out of the commercials.
That's-
Because
yeah,
I really,
other
none of
than
them are memorable to me. Like, I really can't even think of one that's like, oh, yeah, that was a good commercial. We started watching them, and granted, towards the end, they started sucking so bad that we kind of
Yeah.
I wasn't paying any attention, at the end during
Yeah.
commercials.
But no,
doing
like
other stuff, but,
puppy monkey baby. There's no, I remember that a couple years ago. It was like a
like
Mountain Dew
the
commercial.
Budweiser frog,
Yeah,
or like
It was nothing. It was
know,
kind of
like,
a,
nothing.
it was lazy.
Doritos didn't come through with
No.
anything big like they do.
it was,
Cheetos.
it was just kind of no Tide commercial, right? It was just get your celebrities in there and let's do a celebrity commercial, right?
a lot of Bitcoin.
I was about to
bullshit.
say a lot of crypto commercials. Which crypto? I don't want to tell big crypto how to run your marketing scheme, but commercials ain't it. Like the people who want in are in. The people who don't want in aren't going to be like, oh shit, they had a Super Bowl commercial? I guess I'll look into this crypto stuff now. Like, not going to happen.
Yeah.
There was that one.
Although, what's it called? Coinbase went from they did that QR code
Yeah.
on the screen. They went from number 18 to number 2 in the shop. in
Well,
the
of
Apple Store shop.
course, because they did the QR code, which I got suckered in. I got so excited thinking it was going to be something cool. And then it was like, okay, thanks for wasting my time. So, I don't know what being number 2 on the App Store gets you other than because it's a free download. So it's like how many people downloaded that and was like, oh, this is what it is. Never mind.
Yeah.
So, but overall the commercial sucked. The game was good.
They did.
Commercial sucked. But I guess that's the way to do it.
I think the game had good moments. Like overall, it was an okay game, I think, but it had some really good moments, and it ended on a dramatic high. So
Yeah. I did see Wolf. Wolf says in chat, AMC is giving away NFTs for Batman. I did see that. I tried getting the 100 Thieves NFT. Did you see that? They did
Yeah,
the
I did.
necklace. And I tried doing it and the website wasn't working. And I didn't care enough to try to figure it out.
I saw it, but
I clicked it. I tried doing it. It wasn't letting me log in through my info. And I was like, well, I guess we can live without this one.
I guess I'll just take a picture of it.
I guess hopefully someone else saved a JPEG so I can take this one later. But, overall, Super Bowl was good. All right, let's get into Good Dude of the Week.
Hey, real quick.
Oh.
Is our Twitch messed up?
I don't know.
Okay. Just want to give you a heads up. I know we're working with
Mine
new
shows
setup now.
online. I see that Twitch is online.
But do you actually see us? Yes.
That I don't know. Let me pull it up.
Figure we'll just troubleshoot this live real quick.
Yeah,
'cause
no, live production.
We're using OBS. We went from Streamlabs to OBS, as Tim mentioned on the last episode, and I just want to make sure that anybody that wanted to tune in can actually.
It
see
looks
us.
like Twitch. I mean, I see us on because if you go there, it shows
I
live.
see us live,
And
but
if
I
you
don't
go to
see
the
any video.
videos, it shows.
It shows a recording that it's doing live, but not like.
I don't know. It's there.
Okay,
I don't.
just wanted you to see it, so at least we're
Right.
aware.
I won't lie to you. I don't at this point. If I could just switch over to YouTube, I would. Or Twitch. I hate multi-streaming, and the only reason I pick YouTube is because when we do the show live, it automatically saves the recording on YouTube, so it's one less step I have to do. I don't get it. It never works. Never works. God bless streamers who do this all the time because I don't have the patience to figure it out. That's it. Other than that, I'm playing injured. As you see, I have a Band-Aid.
That's a quicker finger.
A Band-Aid, a little Charmander Pokemon Band-Aid on my finger. Cut
You use Baby
myself
Shark Band-Aids.
with a brand new steak knife. Cut myself while doing dishes yesterday. I thought I was going to die, but I'm here today. God wanted me, and I said, no, I have the show tomorrow. So, clicker
That's
finger.
a rough finger to lose for the game that we're playing right now.
Yeah, clicker finger. Like, I do everything with this thing. So, it definitely,
The wife's probably disappointed.
not too much. Not as much as you'd think. But yeah, so I have that. So we'll get into Lost Ark here in a second. Good dude of the week. I'm gonna give a shout out because I think that's what good dude is for, to Valve. Not very often do we get a corporation as a good dude, because corporations are evil, right? I'm gonna assume Twitch is working because my wife just texted me saying you're gross. So she probably heard your inappropriate joke, the love of my life. So Valve, good dude of the week here. They have announced, so they have that Stream Deck coming out any month now.
Yep.
Jealous.
Looks cool. It looks awesome, by the way.
You know, our buddy Donut got it. He sold his knife in CS, or his AK, Fire Serpent, to buy it. And I'm jealous because when he comes down for DreamHack, he's like, I'm just going to bring that. And I'm like, oh, that's nice.
I mean, it is. It's nice. For me, it's nice in theory. I wouldn't use it nearly
Not
as much
us,
as,
right? But like,
yeah.
I know he's the guy who, well, because he's a dum-dum and moved to Texas and moved back to Jersey. But, you know, if I traveled, I think it would be nice. But then I would also have a laptop if I traveled a lot.
Yeah.
It's for a niche audience. We're not it. You know, I like the concept.
It looks awesome.
Right. Yeah. Hold on. Gotta text my wife here. So anyways, they announced that they are partnering with iFixit, a company that can set up replacement part orders for Stream Deck. So, and I think they've also announced earlier that they're allowing for, like, they are releasing the part schematics for 3D printing. So, like, if you have an issue with a part, you can 3D print that part if you know how to do that and you're good at it. I say this is a good dude because so many companies we see nowadays, like any cell phone company and or other, you can't fix anything. Like, if your shit breaks, you're going to Apple and paying a fee to fix your own phone, right? Or going to someplace else. So it's a mess. The fact that Valve is letting you do this, they're supporting the what's the bill called? It's a bill, though, that people are fighting for specifically to allow you to repair the right to repair bill. The right to repair act. Essentially, it's saying that, like, hey, as a consumer, I should be able to open up my phone and fix it.
And be able to repair it. Yeah.
Right. You know, like, I think Microsoft on their laptops have the screws to unscrew, or even like PlayStation, right? If for a PS4, if you want to unscrew and open up a PS4, the way you get to it is you have to peel off a sticker to get to a screw to take apart the back of it. Well, what does that sticker say? Well, if you remove this sticker,
you voided
you
it.
void the warranty.
Yeah.
It's bullshit, but every company does this now. So it's a bill. Valve is very much behind it. So yeah, so they're partnering with iFixit
that's great.
and allowing people to fix their own shit.
Especially with handheld gaming devices in the hands of kids or younger, I mean, chances are you're going to deal with more breaks than normal. And so,
I mean, just in general, right? Like even like the
even
little
thumbsticks
things.
and
yeah,
things
the
like that.
R trigger button, whatever, right? Just
yeah.
the fact is, it's nice. It's nice to have the option for people who want to fix it. They can. And again, it's very cool for a company to outsource that and let you do it yourself rather than being like, why don't you send it in over here? Or you can buy this piece for $30 or so. Good dude on Valve. Get us to Yikes of the Week. Anuj. I'll start off because it's kind of a soft segue from what we were talking about with the Super Bowl. My Yikes of the Week here is every sport under the sun, every sport on this planet, in this universe, there is some alien planet that we don't even know about. And they're watching our TV. And they even know you don't schedule stuff during Super Bowl Sunday. If you are, make it like the NHL played some hockey games at like 11:30 in the morning. And then by 3, they were done. Esports missed this memo because on Super Bowl Sunday, as it is kicking off, you have major events going on still in esports. You had Halo Anaheim. CDL were having matches while the Super Bowl was going on. Unbelievable that we have events here in North America, nonetheless, going on during the Super Bowl.
Like, really, really dumb, And I think if I had to make a guess, some executive out there is saying, oh, well, gamers are nerds. They don't like normal sports. They just like esports, And so they'll watch anyway. I think that couldn't be further from the truth, though. Like the esports audience has grown tenfold, and to not acknowledge that and limit your own viewership, you're not only doing a disservice to yourself, but you're doing it to the sponsors. You're doing it to the players because less people are going to be watching, regardless of what. There's no way you're going to be able to like keep up during that time frame, and then it like sucks because for us, and at least in North America, you have the Super Bowl is treated like a national treasure, right? Like that's
it's a holiday.
It's a holiday. Like it really is like a holiday. So for them to also have to miss it, that sucks too. It's a secondary afterthought thing. But
don't get me wrong, we love esports, but we're also red-blooded Americans, and I'm watching the Super Bowl. Like, there's just
I'm watching every minute.
Like family comes over. Like it is an event. Like, I'll check back on Halo here and there, but it's like, dude, it's just not. It's not happening.
Even during the day, you're like cooking and things. So even like, I think even having them during the day, even for like hockey and stuff, I mean, that's a little bit
risque.
A little risky, I think, but to do it again during the event.
Yeah, doing it on the day is one thing, but doing it during the Super Bowl is, and nonetheless, and I did chuckle at this, is, Halo Anaheim. That's 40 minutes away from the Super Bowl. Like, guys, you're in the same town and you scheduled an event. Like, what are you doing? I also think it's funny that, like, California or whoever makes these rules told Halo Anaheim, sorry, you can't do the event with crowds. Sorry, COVID, too big of a risk. And then meanwhile, 40 minutes down the road, you have the Super Bowl going full blast.
Nobody wearing masks.
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's like, wow, unbelievable.
What a spectacle, though. I mean, that stadium looked great.
It is an awesome
celebrity
stadium.
You could think of, because it was in LA, was there. So that was like cool to see too, in the sense of it's just another thing to hype up the event even more.
Yeah,
if that's
possible.
So
I don't know for what reason I'm gonna have, but I do want to go to a game in that stadium. It looks pretty awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
That's it. That's my yikes.
Oh yeah, it's my turn, right? Is that how this works?
That's how it works.
Tim, Age of Empires. This was a beautiful one. This is not even like really too much of a yikes either way. It's just I wanted to share the story. So there was a game, Tim, going head to head between two higher ranked players, Ruben and sorry, drawing a blank on the other guy's name at the moment. They played a match where neither one of them wanted to either forfeit or call a draw. Like it was there, somebody is going to win this game. Well, unfortunately for them, it got into a turtle matchup where neither person was going to be able to find a way to win. The game lasted 98 hours. They slept during because they knew they couldn't even be penetrated if they went and fell asleep for a little bit. You wish women would get that same treatment in this country, but
Not all the time.
um you have a 98-hour game and it ends on an internet disconnect of all things.
Mm.
I think that's a little fishy. Maybe he pulled the cord and he was just like,
He just didn't want to admit defeat, so he was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, you know what? What if the internet
I could
died?"
see myself possibly pulling that. Maybe I would probably wouldn't be waiting as long even, but it's like 98 hours.
I respect it. I that is awesome. It's also though, like it sounds crazy, but for those who've ever played Age of Empires, know that's only a few hours longer than the average match.
Yeah, I mean average time was what 93 in Pro League.
Like, I remember for the HD remake, not this latest one, but you and I played a couple games of the HD remake for Age of Empires, and that's your, it's not that's your game, so I played it with you, and I mean the average game is like felt like an hour and a half, the one we did, and it was
Easy.
against me, you versus AI opponents, and it
Yeah.
still took like an hour just to do that. So I can easily see why two people who know what they're doing
Two
would
of my
take a while.
buddies, Ronnie and Kamara, and you, obviously that you know. I watched them play an 8.5-hour game. They started it at night. One of them was at my house. One was at Kamara's house. They played an 8-hour match. Went through the night into basically the morning. There was an actual eventual winner in that matchup, but 8-hour game, and I sat there and I watched the whole thing. I was going back and forth between houses to see from other perspective what was going on.
It's esports before esports, right?
Right.
Have to go back and forth. The longest I ever played one game competitively for Need for Speed, one time me and my buddies did a 24-hour event running away from cops, like the same.
Yeah.
And again, this was so, like, you want to talk about such a waste of life. This was like before you could easily record stuff. So like we never even thought about recording this. We just thought, that's a Saturday. What do you guys want to do? You want to like run from the cops for 24 hours and take shifts? And that's literally what we did, is we would hand the controller off and continue running from the cops in Need for Speed for 24 hours. No, there was nothing to get out of it, but that's what we did. But no, in Dota 2, I think I played like a 2-hour match.
That's a long match.
And we won, thank God. But
that's like brutally long.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was insane. But yeah, nothing close to 98 hours. That's respect.
Seems a little unhealthy.
Respect. All right, let's get in to some too soon review with Lost Ark. So Lost Ark came out. We did the early access because, I mean, when you're the 1%, that's what you do. You have sometimes you're not poor and you have to spend the money. So we spent $15 to get in 3 days early. And so we played that. We played the game naturally. Our buddies have it. Our core group of friends that play it. Some listeners have it. If you are playing, feel free. What's our server name? Azina. Feel
US
free
East.
to shoot us a message. You can get an invite to our guild. You can be a proud member of Dicks in Your Mouth. Not our choice. That was a
group discussion.
Group decision, right? Group decision.
Everything was taken when we tried to create a guild name.
I mean, really, like sometimes you just gotta, you always have to have a surefire name, and Dicks in Your Mouth is ours. So there you go. So too soon review. We've played it, put in a lot of time. You have hit max level. I have not, because unfortunately my wife did not work on Valentine's Day, so I could not play. But we have enough hours in to give our too soon review. I will stress this, and there's a reason we call this our too soon review, because let us not forget a little game I like to call New World, where our too soon review of New World was like, man, this game's great. It's
High praise.
awesome. Like, I love it. It's so much fun. And then we hit end game, and it was like, oof.
Such a disaster.
There is nothing going on. So, again, I will say this.
It's a too soon review.
It's a too soon review. First impressions.
The name is very spot on to what this is right now.
Yeah. Because especially with an MMO, like the MMO is all about end game. So,
yeah.
Which we're just now starting to even tickle the pickle of end game. That being said, first impressions is I'm loving it. I'm having a ton of fun. It's not your standard MMO. Like a lot of people in chat were like, oh, I've never played an MMO before. I might try to do this because it's free to play and, the hype is there. And I told them, like, look, that's either a good or a bad thing if you've never played an MMO before, because you have nothing to go off of. This isn't your traditional style MMO. It's top down. It plays like an action RPG.
To me, it plays like an action, or it plays like an advanced version of an action RPG. So it has MMO, like it has the feel of an MMO because you are going through that main quest line and leveling a character and watching your character become stronger, and then obviously like death, you're still the same person every time, right? So it feels like an MMO, but to me it also feels like more of an advanced dungeon crawler, because even in endgame now, I'm starting to get an idea of what we're going to be doing to like level up our characters, and it feels like Diablo on crack, right? Because there's a lot we're going to be able to do and really enjoy, and it's perfect for us gamer dads because content is short, like 15 minutes you run a dungeon, you know? I mean, it's not like you're in there for an hour trying to get everyone together. Like that's just not how it works. And so it feels like an advanced dungeon crawler, but I agree, like I'm having a lot of fun with it right now.
And where I said like it might be a good or a bad thing if you have no experience with like RPGs or MMOs is people got to remember this game is not new. This game has been out in Korea and Russia for years. So we are coming into this game, what, you said it, 3 expansions in?
We're at the beginning of the 3rd expansion.
So, I mean, you are coming into this already with not only the base game, but then other things added onto that. So there is a lot to look up. Like, you cannot play this game just by knowing, like, never looking things up on Google. Because the way they explain some of the things in the game, you're like, okay.
They don't really explain. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's through a little bit of text and a lot of you to figure out. And so if you're not willing to look up some of this stuff, it's going to be a very difficult game to play. But if you give it a solid 30, 45-minute video, right? Some introduction video, and grasp the basics of how some of the systems work, it's enjoyable. It doesn't feel overly grindy. Like it's going to take time to make my person stronger, but I'm okay with that. I don't need to go
right.
Like if I hit max level tomorrow, it's like, then what am I going to do? What's left in the game for you to do? I hope we enjoy some PvP. I did a little bit of PvP for the first time now, and then went in and did some team death, or not death match, but like team matchup or whatever they call it.
So they have actually more PvP modes than I thought. Right, I thought it was just going to be kind of your standard arena. It's not. They have a couple different type of style fighting ones.
They have a 1v1, which I think is cool because we don't get that in a. I mean, I don't remember the last game I kind of had a 1v1 in an MMO available outside of just individual dueling, but in an actual arena setting. So I like that.
And there is ranked. There event, I think in a couple of weeks, ranked gets released, so that's going to be fun. I'm not too my concern, but from what I've seen, just watching people and reading, is the game has done an incredible job of balancing out the classes. Like there's not one that's like overwhelmingly better than the other. Like certain scenarios, certain things like that can, but nothing that will be crazy, right? Like in WoW or something, typically in any MMO, you just have that one class that's going to dominate PvE or PvP or whatever.
Yeah.
Me being a gun lancer, like I'm worried in PvP that it's just I'm going to be slow, so anyone in its range is just going to annihilate me. But right, they've done a good job of balancing out that with strength. So I'm excited to try that. For those who like the arena fighter, I guess I don't know what the genre is called. You'll like this. It's like if you've ever played. Did you ever play Battle Right?
I know what you're talking. I mean, yeah, I didn't play it. I know what you're talking about.
So it's essentially like a MOBA fighting minus the MOBA part. Like it's just you're in the arena fighting with these heroes and things like that. I played Battle Right. I actually was a sucker that bought it before it went free to play, and then they were like, "Oh, here you can have all the whatever." But haven't even played it since because the only time a game goes free to play after you had to pay for it is when it's dead anyway, so didn't do me any good. But I enjoyed it, right? And I'm always surprised that those don't take off more because it is very skill based. Like, yeah, you can go and smash your face into the keyboard and do okay, but you clearly have like the skill gap between the people who can time out their stuns and combos and the fact like it is just fighting. Like it's very simple to follow in that regards. Like it's just the fighting that you have to worry about. I'm hopeful. I don't know what their plans are, if any, to try to do any type of esport.
They do have it in Korea.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew they have it there, and I gotta imagine if you're gonna go through the trouble of having a ranked in a game, you have some sense of esport desire.
Yeah.
So.
The possibility is there. I don't sit here and have a ton of high hopes for the esports side of it. If it does well, great. If it kind of just holds its own as an FGC style, can kind of get thrown into that realm, that's fine too. I don't think it'll like be at WoW level in terms of how their PvP is done. Like it just seems unlikely, but the PvP is fun and that's enjoyable. And I think my concern is like, for me personally, this is not a concern for most people playing this game, I'm sure. I've never been a huge dungeon crawler fan in general. Like that genre burns me out pretty quick. And then when I say I'm not a fan, the issue is I get burnt out quick on those games. Even Diablo, like I never saw the point of why do I need to go get as high as I can go? Like I'm just doing the same thing over and over, like it got a little boring. And so I'm kind of hoping I don't get that feel here. I think between PvP, the open world content, I've started like sailing and learning about like the different islands and figuring that stuff out and questing out there. That's been really cool. And like you said, with it being out for 3 years over there, we have so much. It's crazy because these are the things that I've just learned about that I've actually got to do. There's a tower system where you start off at level 1 and you see how high you can go, but it caps you based on your item level. You get different rewards for completing each part of the tower. That was really cool. I did an abyssal dungeon, failed it, but did it. It was fun. It was hard. A chaos dungeon, which is a zombie mode essentially, and all these mobs are just coming at you from every direction, and you have to kill them all before the timer runs out. And then there's 2 types of raids: a traditional raid, and then just one where you go in and fight the boss immediately. So I was like, damn, like this is like a lot of stuff to kind of keep up with and do, but it's stuff you do throughout the week, and a lot of good quality of life features that I've noticed to the game for like the casual gamer. If you hit 50, you get 2 free other max level characters. Like that's a blessing because I definitely didn't want to level another one after going through the process.
Yeah,
although it wasn't bad,
it's still
I want to do it again.
Look, that's the MMO side of it, right? Like I don't care what MMO you are, you're gonna have an aspect of getting to max level. It's gonna be a grind. Like there's just no way you can do it. So the fact that
I really
they give
wasn't
you 2
looking
free
forward
ones.
to like having to level another character. So getting like 2 free and not just 1, That's pretty huge. Like, I think that's really cool. You
Yeah.
don't see that type of stuff. So I feel like they have a lot of quality of life aspects for the casual gamer. And yet, if you're hardcore, you can also push boundaries that a casual is just not going to get to anytime soon.
I know some people are complaining because they say it feels like a mobile game. I look, I don't know if that's speaking to how far mobile games have come, right? Fortnite's a mobile game. So you know, it doesn't feel like a mobile game to me. I think the game looks beautiful. Like we're playing all you
The only thing
suckers
that feels
playing
mobile
on.
to me is going in the seas. Being on your ship feels like a very mobile experience.
Does it really? I haven't done it that
Outside
much.
of that, though, I
Now
haven't experienced it.
it feels like a free to play game in the sense of there are just notifications and the menu system that for whatever reason free to
I know what
play
you're talking
games
about.
just
Yeah.
they just have I mean it's just you can tell this is an Asian free to play game. I don't know how to explain it, but you just do it and you're like, ah,
Well, the schoolgirl outfit on my character should also
okay.
let you know that.
Listen here, Korea. The world is progressing. Okay? We respect women. Not every female in the game has to be a 10 out of 10 smoke show, schoolgirl, mini skirt. Like, it's unnecessary.
The way my character walks in a cut screen makes me uncomfortable.
Like, I can't play, and like, you can't select what gender you're got. You know, it's like a warrior is a man, the wizard or the sorceress is a female. You can't change that. It's like I'm sitting here making a sorceress. I'm like, if my wife walks behind me right now and sees me like designing a female character, she'd be like, what are you doing?
It's not just a female character. It's just the way a female character that has like tits bigger than Tim's head. You know, the ass
like
of
the
Beyonce,
proportions.
and like it's like they're already in a bikini in the starting screen as you're like trying to curve the body the way you want it. It's like, okay, guys, let's we don't have to do that to all. Maybe don't make them gender specific so I can choose what I want
I
to
love
play.
it.
But you're right. If your wife walked by and that's on, she's gonna think you're looking at hentai.
I mean, really, and I wouldn't even blame her. I'd be like, no, yeah, like I feel just as awkward. Trust me.
Man, my character is a smoke show.
Yeah, you couldn't make them not a smoke show though. Like,
Yeah,
you couldn't. Even if you like the ugliest you could make a female character in this game is still like going to be a 9 out of 10.
100%.
Like it's just the way they designed it. But other than that, I think it's, I was worried that I wasn't going to like it aesthetically because it is a Asian look. I guess I don't know how to say that without sounding racist, but I'm not like normally a fan of the Asian style game, right?
Yeah,
The JRPG, that type of stuff. It just doesn't fit me, I guess. So I was worried I wasn't going to like it, but it's actually not. It's not bad. They did a good job of.
You don't really see it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
In
like
the game, it's like so much shit's happening anyway.
Right.
Like,
yeah. I don't feel like it. Like I said, it really. If you play Diablo, if you played Path of Exile and you liked them, you're gonna like this. Like, there's no reason to not. Now, if you don't like that game, like some people don't, just are like, it's not for me, then this isn't gonna change your mind.
Yeah. And if you're also looking for an MMO that you want to play casually, where you don't have to grind it out, this is also that type of game. And I think what's cool, what I've enjoyed so far outside of just now the new end game experience, like the leveling process was also bad in some areas, like a little slow, but you saw so many different environments throughout leveling, which was really, kind of cool. You're about to see like a cyberpunk looking area coming up for you, and just the jungle environments, the weather environments, the snow environments, the beach environments. Like it's kind of nice. Like that's refreshing to, the way they did it. I felt it looked really good.
No, so I mean, overall, very happy. I mean, obviously now it's free to play. You don't have to spend any money if you don't want to. So it's obviously worth it in that regards. I'm looking forward to doing more PvP. So I guess we obviously stream that. All these suckers, we were laughed at for years, Anuj, for having a widescreen monitor and gaming on it. Not anymore, because all these people have to set their aspect ratios to 21:9. Not us.
Now.
Not us. We're playing that bitch full
It does
screen.
look gorgeous on the ultra wides, though. I mean, no joke. It is
does.
a very nice looking game.
It does. It does look really good. So there you have it. As far as classes go, right now I am maining Gun Lancer. You are Demon?
Deathblade.
Deathblade. So I enjoy it. I tried the Paladin. I got the Paladin at level 20. I didn't dislike it, but I can definitely see. I felt like the DPS difference and the fact like with a Gun Lancer, I don't have to move. Like I'm just face taking everything.
I'm either gonna use a free roll on a Bard or a Sorceress.
I want to do Sorceress, but I feel like everyone needs to at least have one support. You get 3 characters. You gotta have one in there.
Yeah.
But overall, I love it. Doesn't feel like the class you pick necessarily matters that much as far as team comp. I'm seeing everything kind of work out. Nothing seems cookie cutter.
As long as you know how to play your class, it's like fine.
Yeah. As long as you know how to play your guy, it doesn't seem too cookie cutter in that sense. So right now, I'm digging it. I'll see. I'm interested to see where PvP goes as far as an esports side of it is concerned. But right now, I'm enjoying the game. I am enjoying the game.
No, 100%. I agree.
Speaking of esports, though, we have I am Katowice. It kicked off here, soft kickoff today as we are getting into the play-in stages. So, I don't want to break it too far down because obviously we'll preview this and discuss it next week when we
just throw in some of the big teams, right? Because although this was a play-in system, you wouldn't have known that by looking at who had to play to get in, right? I mean, you're talking about, just to name a few of the big names, you had Nip, FaZe, OG, Mouse, Big, Astralis, Fnatic. There's a lot of big team names competing in this to make it through, and we've already seen a couple fall.
Yeah, no, I Katowice to me, we've always said it's like the most major non-major event out there, right? Like put it up there now with Blast and everything, but Katowice means so much in the Counter-Strike world as far as competing in and everything like that. So I kind of, I like seeing some of these kind of staple teams that we've typically seen play in a play-in stage. Kind of neat to see these new rosters play out. That being said, I don't think any real upsets. Fnatic lost, but Fnatic is so far from, like, if you haven't been paying, if you woke up from a coma today and were like, hell yeah, let me watch some Fnatic Counter-Strike, you're gonna have a bad time. Like
if Fnatic's playing big in the lower brackets, and Fnatic's definitely the underdog in this scenario. Like if big loses, that's a heavy favorite losing, and so I mean, but Nip is playing in lower bracket right now, having to fight through, and we'll see if they can, obviously still playing without Device, so got to keep that in mind. But they looked pretty good in their last event.
What's going on there?
Yeah, I
What's
mean,
Device? Come on, buddy. I respect mental health. I respect personal things going on, but I think we also need to know what's. I don't need to know details, but come on. Like, we had these rumors flying around that he might be trying to go back to Astralis. He shot him down saying, no, I'm Nip till I die. They have my full commitment, blah, blah, blah. And, like, he's still not there. Like,
yeah, I mean, the whole scenario feels a little weird. You kind of wonder what's going on behind the scenes. Hopefully he's back soon.
Yeah, like I said, obviously take care of your chickens, but at the same time, like, a little update I think would be nice. But who am I to say?
Depending on what's going on,
that's what I said.
They're keeping this so close to the vest.
Like, I know I sound like the big jerk media guy there that's like, we deserve to know, but at the same time, like, hey, you addressed it. You gave us
the
little
biggest name on
right.
The biggest roster transfer in history, and a few months after getting there, rumors swirled, and you broke up with your longtime girlfriend, and now you're taking a hiatus. Like, it's been a rough start, right? It's not like they were playing amazing when he was in the lineup. They had shown some signs of life, and now without him, what you're seeing is a shell of what they're supposed to be. And so still, they're playing in losers bracket. They'll have to find a way through. You have the big names that everybody was just crossing their fingers and praying that they didn't lose was FaZe, and they made it through with a win over Sprout and then a 2-1 win over Mouse, which that would have been a much more exciting game had Rops been playing. Obviously, Rops is having some visa issues, I believe. So they had JKS filling in for him. But that would have been a cool little reunion game to have Mouse playing his former team. JKS really stepped up, by the way. I don't know if you got a chance to watch any of him, but he was really on fire and put on a performance good enough, I think, to honestly find him a roster sooner rather than later.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realize JKS wasn't on any type of roster. Like I knew he was
the
benched.
Complexity situation died out, right?
Right, and I knew that, but I just figured it's JKS. Surely he would be on some, whether it be makeshift Australian roster or something to fill the time.
I'm curious to what his buyout is because he's still on Complexity technically,
right? True.
And if he's got some crazy ass buyout, he didn't play that well in his time with Complexity, so maybe
no one
that's
did.
Slowing that process. Yeah,
no one did. Let's not put too much blame.
OG continues their streak. They looked good with 2 impressive wins today, and Astralis also kind of rebounded from a tough last event and pulled out a 2-1 win over Big with Config, and kind of that's what it's going to take is Config to do what he did today. He needs to be the carry for that team. And what happened in the last event, he was towards the bottom consistently, and that's where the results ended up. They need him to be that hard carry. And if he's doing that, they have enough other firepower around him to be a scary team. Maybe not the best, but to be at least a scary team. Zipnik's had some big clutches in this event again. So if people are playing the role they're supposed to play on that team, they're still like a dangerous team. They're not a pushover by any means. So it was nice to see them kind of control their games today and play well. But we have a full slate, going on tomorrow to see how things end up here. And then that'll line us up then for the real Katowice talk, which will be next week, I guess.
Yeah, Group A is set to kick off on the 17th. So we'll have this weekend of groups. I think the whole thing ends on like the 27th. So we still have like 2 weeks and stuff to talk about it. But like I said, that's why we don't have to get into the whole groups and all that. We'll wait for the play-ins to settle out because there's still a lot of dust that needs to settle. But
this will be a major before the major because it'll have all of your top teams are going to be involved. I mean, you're going to have probably 15 of your top 25 in here.
Yeah, I mean, you got Team Liquid there, so you at least have 100% of the NA teams that will be in the major.
Liquid at number 54.
Are they really 54 right now?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I wonder,
Nitro came in with no points.
I was about to say, did they take away all of Nitro's points?
Yeah, well, they took away all of Stewie's points. They took away all the people they lost had fallen.
Right. I just didn't know because Nitro came back, so it's like, did they give him
I'm sure he was zeroed out. Like, he didn't win any events.
He's been gone for like a year anyway, so what would he have? You're right. True. Yeah, so either way, play-in stages continue tomorrow, so we will keep a close eye on that. Before I forget, I will be out of town this weekend, but I will be back, so not a delay on the show. I'm just letting everyone know. Anuj, I'm letting you know.
If you want to rob him, he's gone this weekend.
I'm gone. My wife will be home, though, and she's got an itchier trigger finger than me, so good luck. Good luck. All right, so there you have it, some CS talk. Let's get in and talk some e-news. In Valorant, you have the Yoru rework coming in. This was desperately needed. I think he was the only one in Champs not picked at all. Like, at least every other agent was picked once. I if I'm remembering correctly, I don't think he was picked at all.
No, and it's like I think the rework looks pretty good. I mean, with his ability to now be fully invisible, he has a walking clone of himself. Like, he's got some pretty interesting. Like, his kit is now seems a little bit more interesting. I don't know if he's still really going to be picked, but at least you'll see his usage rate go up.
The clone
more.
helps because I felt like he was always like a pug star, but when you got to the higher ranks, or especially on a pro level, no one's falling for fake footsteps, right? Especially when they peek and don't see anyone. At least the clone, you might get some flick shots to, like
giveaway position.
Yeah, like it's easier to bait people with a clone on them. So
yeah,
so there's that. Mouse Sports enters Valorant. Mouse Sports announced that they signed into a roster, and Envy is no longer. They rebrand to Optic in Valorant. So just another Envy brand dying off, bending the knee to Optic.
Yeah, I think they're pretty much Optic in everything now.
Apart from the Content House. Hello.
And Overwatch League, I guess, is what Dallas Fuel.
Dallas Fuel. That's it. That's it. We've talked about it to death.
Sad.
It's sad.
I know.
As an Envy fan, I still say it sucks. I'm still not on board.
This is just us being bitter because we like the Envy brand.
And as I was like kind of softly getting on board, they do this, and it's almost like they ripped the scab off again. And I'm like, oop, nope, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm bitter. Yeah, like you said, as an Envy fan, I'm very bitter about it. I'm very bitter that Optic, for all intents and purposes, the failing esports brand, not content brand, but esports brand, is all of a sudden now taking over the more successful esports brand of Envy. Content-wise, I get. Rebranding what was a successful Valorant roster to Optic just for the sake of the brand, I'm sure somewhere down the line is a smart business decision. I still don't like it.
Yeah.
From a fan's perspective, I don't like it.
I'm assuming if they ever enter CSGO again, it would also be Optic.
Which is fine, though, because we have a couple Optic liners that would probably rotate back around. And
we lose our Envy ones, though.
This is true. Envy, yeah, they still have a Rocket League roster for now, Wolf. For now. I think it's all just a matter of time.
Yeah, it really is just. They're probably just not doing it at once so they can keep, pumping out the content for that.
Yeah, it's really just a matter of time. If they rebranded, I thought Valorant was going to be the last thing to stand for Envy because they're good. They're a top 5 team. So I thought for sure they would be the last to get rebranded. But the fact that they rebrand Valorant, I have no hope for any other Envy thing out there. Envy will just be a parent company at the end of the day. Call of Duty subliners replaced Neptune in the starting lineup after what? I think after the first week is when the started to go around.
Yeah,
I feel
they haven't
for
looked
them.
good though.
They don't look good, but I also feel for them. Like, how can you look good if you're already talking about roster moves after week 1? It just tells you where their mindset was going into the whole project.
Yeah. They didn't believe that it would actually work.
Yeah, like if you're already talking that stuff, then you weren't on board as a team. You weren't on the same page to begin with. So it just wasn't going to work out in general. That's my 2 cents. Ranked Play releases February 17th, so you can check out the details there for the 5 of you still playing multiplayer.
Yeah,
you can
enjoy it.
Climb that ranked play. Unbelievable. The game has 5 months left.
For 5 months now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's seriously, it's going to be dead. I mean, it's already dead, but yeah, you have a couple months left on your lifespan.
Outside of Warzone, no one's playing MP.
No.
Let's be real.
Congratulations. You finally have ranked in. In other FPS news, Overwatch League announced it today that they are returning May 5th. So we still have a while. By now, Overwatch would have been kicked up and started in any other season. But May 5th is the start date. Each team will play 24 matches, and they have finally figured out how to do drops and league points back in. So that will probably help the numbers a little bit, maybe. And they did say live events. So they'll probably do similar to Call of Duty. I would have to imagine the home stands and just do rotating there. Which I'm fine with. Look,
real curious to just see what the bigger picture is here with Overwatch because they're also playing on the new game, right? So
Yeah. Look, a lot of people are saying this is a make or break for Overwatch League. This is a recovery for Overwatch League has been broken. It is broke. It is in the shop. This is them
like
trying
this is
to
coming
repair.
out of rehab, and you have a chance.
Yeah. This is you are coming out of drug rehabilitation, and your best friend still is an addict. So like it is, you are on watch at this point. So I'm gonna watch it. I'm excited, especially if it's Overwatch 2. I'm definitely gonna watch it because every once in a while I get the urge to play me some Overwatch, and then I think about it, and I'm like, no, what am I doing? So there's that.
It's also going to be hard for you to convince anybody to go back is the problem.
Right.
So
well,
sure,
right now
you
it's
can go back and play.
it's the 6v6, the 2-2-2 format. I play DPS. I'm waiting in queue for 20 minutes, or I get to play tank, and the other dude has no idea what he's doing, or we're just not on the same page tank wise. It's a mess. So not worth the headache. But Overwatch League May 5th. I mean, that's still forever away.
Yeah.
Cloud9 ended up defeating Optic in the HCS Anaheim. That is their second major in a row. I think this is like their 5th or 6th win in a row. Like if you're looking at like the Pro League events and everything, Cloud9 has dominated.
Absolutely. In FaZe, I mean not FaZe, Optic and Sentinels have been a close second, several times. FaZe also, done that once themselves, but Optic and Sentinels are kind of been chomping at their heels the whole time, but have not been able to break through. And I was sitting here thinking about this the other day. Who's gonna pull the trigger first to get Formal on the team? Right? Is Optic gonna make a roster change first to plug Formal in?
I mean, that'd be pretty awesome for Formal.
Sentinel's gonna make a roster change to bring Formal in.
Optic
would
be awesome.
One of them is going to do it.
It would be cool to see Optic because obviously Formal and Optic, and it would just be neat. Sentinels don't make sense because he's subbed in with them before. Like he's played with Sentinels, so for him to just mesh right back in with the crew where they had their best results, right? Makes sense. But yeah, we'll see. Because right now
I have a gut feeling that we'll see it on Optic.
No one's stopping Cloud9. That they're looking ridiculously
looking dominant. They are dominant.
Yeah.
They're a very good team right now.
I don't know the peak viewership. We were talking about like how this would look like to their first event and everything like that. I didn't look at the peak. Let me see here. Esports charts. Is that what it's called? I didn't look at the peak viewership, but just taking a look at it, I think it was floating around like 80,000. So, much less than.
Oh well, yeah.
Let's see here. I keep forgetting that this was a DreamHack Anaheim event, but DreamHack was canceled. That's what was canceled, by the way. Yeah, it was DreamHack Anaheim. They canceled DreamHack, but still held the event. I would love to tell you the stats for Halo, but esports charts does not have it. So,
and then didn't they kick off like we talked about it? Didn't they kick off like the finals or something?
Well, I mean, it was during the Super Bowl. Yeah, it was during, like I said, and that's when I stopped watching as heavy. But although it was not like at 170,000 like it was for the first one, there was definitely a drop off. But still good numbers. But there was a drop off. Just know that. In other news, NFL and FaZe Clan team up, as we mentioned before. They're doing more collaborations. They had like a event going on. I saw Brett Favre in a FaZe jersey.
Snoop with the FaZe.
That makes
chain,
sense.
Like
Brett Favre
FaZe is pretty well represented at the Super Bowl.
I would have to imagine if you're Brett Favre, like being someone who sends dick pics to someone out of the blue, not asked, unsolicited dick pics and FaZe, I just feel like go together. Like that to me makes sense. So I like it. Congratulations to new gamer dad Puckett as he has his firstborn over the weekend. Piper is the name, little baby girl. So congratulations to him and the mom. Everyone's healthy as far as I can tell. So welcome to the club.
Yeah, it's gonna be game changing.
Let's see. It's day 3. So they might still be at the hospital. They have, like, it's still, like, good. They're at the hospital. The nurses are helping you out.
They're like checking out tomorrow, and nerves are starting to kick in.
Yeah, like right now, you're still at the hospital. Nurses are doing most of the work. Whatever. You're feeling okay. It's day 3 at the house where you're like, we made a huge mistake. Like, this is not what it was supposed to be like. So, congratulations. It is awesome, but it's also rough. New Obi-Wan show coming out on Disney Plus May 25th. We didn't talk about this. Boba Fett, not
Okay,
great.
so hold on, time out. I haven't watched the finale yet.
Okay, you still haven't watched the finale. You
No,
need to
I
watch it
haven't.
because you're getting into scary territory right now.
I am, and like the problem is Lost Ark came out at a really rough time.
I know,
for
but
me
you're
to go
getting
put an hour or so.
into not being able to be mad at spoiler territory.
No, I think I'm already there, but I'm just warning you now.
Well,
so-
you are, because I saw a commercial. This might have been during the Super Bowl or just in life during the Olympics. Disney played a commercial for Boba Fett like the day after the last episode dropped, showing things about the last episode. Like, guys, give people a minute to watch
give
it.
a minute here. Give it a minute.
Like,
No,
thank
yeah,
God I watched it, but I'm like, dude.
But I can still talk. Are you asking what I think of the show in general?
Yeah.
I like it. It's not perfect, but I'm seeing a lot of different aspects of the Star Wars world, and that's something that I'm happy about because I feel like we really lacked content for like 25 years.
Yeah.
So even if we're getting an abundance of it and it's not all amazing, I'm enjoying it. And seeing Boba Fett, I'm enjoying it. The Mandalorian part of the story.
You're seeing Boba Fett?
Huh?
You're seeing Boba Fett? I haven't seen Boba Fett. I saw him for the first couple of episodes, but I haven't seen him.
There could be more Boba Fett, but it is being teed up, I think, kind of nicely to combine Mandalorian and Boba Fett. And
I've seen more
watch
Boba
those
Fett in
worlds
Fortnite
converge.
than I have his own TV show.
Obi-Wan to me could have an amazing show.
Yeah, I think that
So
will, because also it's Ian McGregor coming back.
Like 100%. You'd think that it's going to be done well when you have a star-studded cast. So
Yeah.
I'm actually very excited for that, and
Yeah, I will say
I can't get enough of it.
my 2 cents on Boba Fett is they have done an amazing job if you are caring about fan service, right? They're doing a lot of things to make you feel all fuzzy and warm inside if you're a Star Wars fan. But from also a Star Wars fan who was wanting more out of the show, I think it's not good.
It's not like his involvement isn't deep enough. Like I wanted him to be a little bit more of like a badass
like
than he is.
we were bait and switched 100%. Like they sold it as a show about Boba Fett being a crime lord, and I was like, oh hell yeah. And they completely bait and switched us. It's not about that at all. They neutered him pretty much. Like, he's the biggest bitch crime lord in the galaxy. Like, it's just, there's certain things.
It's kind of the opposite of a crime lord.
Yeah, right. Like, it's
like
he's a pushover. He's having
a lord.
Anytime he makes a decision, someone tells him differently, and he's like, oh, okay, well then I guess we'll do this instead. We could do a whole episode on it because I do have a lot of complaints about it, just from a story point, from things that make zero sense, from a cinematography standpoint where like certain action shots make zero sense, the feel for it, the chase scene with the motorcycles that felt like they were going
feel a little cheap.
Really cheap. Like the motorcycles look like they go 5 miles an hour, yet they're like trying to make it look like they're just zooming by, and it's like
and like the colorful motorcycles also kind of bothered me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it doesn't fit Tatooine. Like, you have this whole desert thing, and people are like, well, they could have gotten them from other places. No. That's not how Tatooine works. It's supposed to be
not supposed to be clean.
Right.
Either.
It's a hellhole of a planet with no resources on it. You don't get this colorful motorcycle gang driving around. So I'll let you finish the last episode, and then we can talk about it. Maybe we'll talk about it on stream when we're playing Lost Ark.
I'll watch it before next show for sure.
I didn't like the show. There were good aspects of it, but overall, I did not like the show. I thought it was very not good in that regards. And stay hard to our friends over at Rush B Media, as they announced, as Ryan, friend of the show, is moving on to greener pastures as far as getting another esports job somewhere. Or I didn't see if he made an announcement, but in that same note, Rush B Media is shutting down for the time being.
It kind of sucks because they do a lot of the NA coverage, right? Like you
Yeah.
have HLTV, but they don't cover NA really in depth. So yeah, I mean that's a loss for the CS community.
Yeah,
wish
you
them
know.
all the best.
There you go. There you go. All right, well, there you have it. Episode 373. It's done. It's in the books. Thank you so much for listening. Whether you skipped around and listened to the whole darn thing, love you all the same. Everyone in chat, love you for being here. Thank you for Philly Esports for always sponsoring the show. We will be back next week. Talk some more Katowice. Maybe hear Nuge's final thoughts on Boba Fett as he watches the last episode. We'll play Lost Ark pretty much all week. So get the stream ready. We'll be on stream. We'll be playing. I plan on hitting max level tonight, possibly. It's 10 o'clock right now, so we'll see what the wife lets me do. But that's it. So we'll be streaming that. PvP action, raiding action, whatever. I'm doing the smart move. I let a Nuge get to max level, figure all that shit out, and then he can tell me what's important and what to do. So that's really the smart play.
It really is, because I've learned a lot over the past.
Yeah, and I'm like, I got nothing. So I'm still figuring out how to do this stupid island thing. That's it. Thank you everyone for listening. It was a good show. Good being with you. We'll see you next week. For Anuj, I'm Tim. Love your face. We'll see you later. Sorry, we weren't unmuted. Try adding Spiffy. That's Anuja's character.
Yeah, Canada, you're. I see you in the guild.
Yeah, well, I added
I'll
Canada.
have to load up the
Canada
game,
said that
which-
he was having issues adding me to a friends list as well. I don't know why. It's just P Shroom. I don't know why. Shroom. What's weird is Shroom is a band name for the island, but I got my name, so I don't get it. We were muted, so you didn't hear us. But I was saying is, I get that Boba Fett is older and with the Tuskens, but he's still supposed to be like this ruthless bounty hunter that people fear. And the Tuskens were still going to murder him and or make him a slave. So he should still have some ruthlessness in him. And he's just a complete bitch. Is really the nicest way to put it. Like every time, Yeah, I say I wonder if that errors because Shroom is a banned name, so you typing it in to try to add me isn't working. But again, I don't know why they're letting me use the name P Shroom. And like anytime he wants to do a decision, his little right hand man, that chick, like tells him not to do it, and then he's like, "Oh, okay, well then I guess we'll do it this way." You know, it's like she seems to be more of the leader than
A
him.
little bit of a pushover.
Yeah. If anything, she should be the crime lord, and he should just be the guy sitting there. So, like I said,
kind of wanted to see him going around in his vehicle, like killing people.
right? Like there were a lot of good fan service moments, and like bringing some characters back and doing things like that. But overall, from a Boba Fett show, like they were trying to make it seem like it was just going to be
Servers full.
really on a Sunday or what is it? Tuesday? It's not a Sunday. Like I was expecting, like even like the teaser for Boba Fett had him like sitting on like the throne, and you were like, "Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah!"
Yeah.
And it was nothing.
Kelly and her friends are here. I'm gonna go make an appearance and say hi, and then I'll be back on to get out of everyone's way.
All right, we'll kill the stream. I'm gonna put up the show and edit that, and then I might fire the stream back up to play Lost Ark. It just depends if I'm playing on this or my laptop in the living room. So
Text me if you get on. I'll get into Discord whenever I hop on.
all right,
If anyone's playing and they want to join, it'll be in Discord.
all right,
All right.
later, guys.
Later, bye.